I bet you didn't know how a routine flight turned into a high-stakes international crisis. On June 27, 1976, Air France Flight 139 took off from Tel Aviv, Israel, bound for Paris with 248 passengers aboard. The flight made a routine stop in Athens, Greece, to pick up more passengers, but among them were two members of the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine and two members of the Revolutionary Cells group from Germany. Soon after taking off from Athens, the hijackers made their move. Armed with guns and explosives, they stormed the cockpit and diverted the flight to Benghazi, Libya, where they refueled before heading to their final destination, Entebbe, Uganda. Upon landing at Entebbe airport, the hijackers were met by Ugandan dictator Idi Amin, who offered them sanctuary. The hostages were taken to a terminal building where they were held under heavy guard. The hijackers issued a set of demands: the release of 40 Palestinians imprisoned in Israel and 13 other detainees held in jails around the world. If their demands were not met within 48 hours, they threatened to start killing hostages. Back in Israel, the government was faced with an agonizing decision. Should they negotiate with the terrorists, risking the possibility of more hijackings, or launch a high-risk rescue mission on foreign soil? For Israeli leaders, negotiating with terrorists was not an option. Instead, they began to prepare for an audacious rescue operation. With time running out, Israeli intelligence gathered crucial information about the layout of the terminal at Entebbe airport and the position of the hostages. A detailed mock-up of the terminal was created, and Israeli commandos began training for the raid. The plan was bold. A team of 100 Israeli commandos would be flown 2,500 miles to Uganda, land undetected, and storm the terminal to rescue the hostages. On the night of July 3, 1976, 4 Israeli transport planes took off carrying commandos, armored personnel carriers, and medical teams. After a tense low-altitude flight to avoid radar detection, the planes landed at Entebbe airport. Under the cover of darkness, the commandos quickly moved into position. As part of the plan, a black Mercedes resembling Idi Amin's official car was used to trick the Ugandan guards, allowing the commandos to approach the terminal without raising suspicion. In a lightning-fast assault that lasted only 90 minutes, the Israeli forces stormed the terminal. Within minutes, they killed all 7 hijackers and Ugandan soldiers who were guarding the building. The commandos rescued 102 hostages, many of whom had been separated by nationality during their captivity. Tragically, 3 hostages were killed during the raid, and Yonatan Netanyahu, the commander of the Israeli forces and the older brother of future Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, was also killed in action. As the commandos and hostages boarded the planes to return to Israel, the rescue operation was a stunning success. All of the surviving hostages were freed, and the operation became a symbol of Israeli military prowess and determination to protect its citizens no matter the odds. Operation Entebbe, later renamed Operation Thunderbolt, went down in history as one of the most daring and successful rescue missions ever conducted. It demonstrated the effectiveness of careful planning, intelligence gathering, and bold execution. The raid also sent a clear message to terrorists around the world. Israel would not stand by while its citizens were held hostage. The operation remains a source of national pride for Israel and is studied in military academies across the world as a prime example of a perfectly executed special forces mission.